Hey everyone, today is November 9 and we are in the week 10 of the 1.26 release meeting. As a reminder, this meeting follows the Kubernetes code of conduct, which means please be nice and excellent to each other. Everyone who have joined, please feel free to add yourself as participants. In the document, let me paste the link. Yep, thank you, Leo, for pasting the link. Again, feel free to add your names there. There is nothing in the open discussion. Again, we will have our second retrospective at the end of the release cycle. So if you have any feedbacks or anything you want to discuss from the release cycle, please feel free to add your topics in the 1.26 retrospective document, which is linked in the meeting agenda document. With that, first of all, congratulations to everyone on the code freeze today. Thank you everyone for working really hard. Thank you. Anything anyone wants to discuss on the open discussion? If not, we can move to the role updates.
Hello everyone, announcements team here. As we have the code phrase now in effect, we had a call today in the morning about the code freeze, where we have updated and followed up to the KEP authors. Currently, we have received 6 exception requests, out of which around 3 are approved and the rest are waiting for approval or decline. So that's the status all over it.
Thanks, Adar. Thank you. Anyone have any questions for enhancements? Also, the discussion about the exception requests is happening in SIG release, so feel free to jump in there and add your feedback. Cool. Thank you, Adar. Let's move to CI signal with Meha.
Hello everyone. So our current status is yellow. We have on master blocking, we have 1 failing and 4 flaky. On master informing, we have 3 failing tests and 7 flaky. And regarding the failing test, we have updated to the respective SIGs as we have release cut on November 10th, that is tomorrow, and corresponding folks are working on it. So yes, that's all from the CI signal. Thank you.
Thanks, Meha. So just to add, I believe I just checked the Slack thread for the master blocking failing tests that PR is merged, and the test would still be failing because the version marker for 1.25 is yet not created. So somebody need to push something in the release 1.25 branch to actually create that version marker. But yeah, we hope to see that failing test fix in some time. Thank you, Meha. Any questions for CI signal?
No, not really. I think we have one release blocking issue, but this is maybe something for bug triage. In general, I think right now we have, so every day we see like new flakes or new failings. So hopefully maybe next week we can smooth things a little bit and get a little bit more calm after all the new features are merged in. So this is kind of to be expected that we have a little bit of noise right now, I would say.
And also, can I ask a question? Hi, this is Sissy from branch management team in this current release. So I'm just wondering if the current failure test in master blocking will block tomorrow's beta 0 card, or we will have a further notification like early tomorrow.
I think this is something that we need to ask if, like on the issue itself, if that's blocking. So I don't know.
Because normally we will treat it any failure in master blocking as a blocker issue for the for another release card. So I'll follow up on that maybe later after this meeting. Thank you.
Yeah, and also like we will confirm this to respective SIG and we will update that in like tomorrow's go or no go signal.
Thank you for confirming.
Yeah, it's okay.
Thanks, everyone. Okay, let's move to bug triage with Hossein.
I think Hossein's not able to make the call today. So this morning when I looked at this, I thought Hossein had updated and we had 0 on release blocking issues, but it does look like there's 2 according to that query. So I'll, along with the rest of the bug triage team, dig into that today and see what we need to do there. I can ask Hossein and try to get some more information there. And yeah.
Thank you, Xander.
I think one of the release blocking issues is already kind of on its way to get resolved. So at least there's a lot of traffic. Not sure about the other one. So I just saw one for now.
Cool. Thank you. Any other questions for bug triage? Cool. Let's move ahead with docs. Carolina.
This is Jacqueline giving the update for docs. We created a PR to update the dev 1.26 branch with main. Also have a PR open with the official release docs, which will only be merged once the 1.26 is released. Then we have already added all the placeholder PR messages on all the caps and have added some insights there. As you can see, we are awaiting a number of PRs, so we encourage folks to open PRs or at least have the placeholder PRs open. We are also approaching the deadline for opening these placeholder PRs. That is this week, week 10. So hopefully folks will address that. And week 11 will be the deadline for having your docs, your doc PRs be in a ready for review state. And Carol also opened a discussion to formalize the release strategy with the doc localization. I've added a link there. So the docs localization owners can chime in to that discussion. Those are our updates.
Thanks, Jackie. This is hard work. Thank you for the updates. Anyone have any questions, comments for docs? Cool. Let's move ahead with release notes. Rodolfo.
Yeah, hi. Our current status is green. We are working on pull requests for release notes for Alpha 3, released last week. And we faced an error running the current tool, but we are submitting an issue to fix this. Also, we are reaching out the different SIGs for collecting major themes at the GitHub discussion there. And also this week, we will be pending on beta 0 release in order to start working on release notes for that.
Thanks, Rodolfo, for the updates. Any questions, comments for release notes? Cool. Let's move ahead with comms team. Federico.
Hello. So the status is green. We obviously have passed the deadline for opt-in, and we had around 20 opt-in requests. My last updates from after the freeze, this dropped to about 10 because the rest was removed from this milestone. So that's the working number that we have for the next stage, which is having the draft, which we are actively going to start working on somewhere around this week. We've also had a discussion with others, namely with Rodolfo and Leo, around the mid-cycle deprecations blog. We have a collection of the different deprecations and removals and major changes that I had shared before on HackMD. And we ended up following up the previous decision of not having it by saying that by thinking that it would perhaps, even in its current state with some updates, it's a good idea to have it. And we have tentatively moved deadline from the 10th of November to the 17th of November, which was an internal deadline anyway. So we're working on that update of the mid-cycle deprecations blog. And finally, as Rodolfo said, we are also tracking and keeping an eye on the major teams discussion, because that would be instrumental to the final release blog. And that's it from Compass.
Thanks so much, Federico. Thank you for doing all the work. Any questions, comments for comms team? Cool. Then we go ahead with release branch management with Sissy.
Hi, this is Sissy. We currently with the code phrasing effect yesterday. Thanks for Navarran to create the PR, and currently the code base is phrased from blocking all the new coding, and we are currently ready for the beta 0 cut happening tomorrow. But then we forgot there is a failure in master blocking. I was confirming if because seems like the fix will pending until some fix in the earlier release got merged. So I'm just confirming if that will be a release cut blocker or not. And I will follow up later today as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Sissy. Again, I believe CI Signal team will follow up with you. Yeah. Thank you. Any questions for release branch management? Good. Then we move ahead with our emeritus advisor, Nabarun, if you're on the call.
I think he's not on the call. Right. No.
Cool. Then to you, Leo.
Right. So as we all aware, because we said it multiple times, we had a code freeze yesterday. So everything went kind of smooth, I would say. I don't know, no big problems. We received a couple of exception requests. We also saw that with the enhancements team, so 3 received, 3 accepted, and 3 under review. Hopefully we can finish the review today. They opted, or they requested, an extension until end of the week. So let's see if the folks in the respective SIGs are +1 on that, if there are like any concerns. But besides that, everything is fine. I mean, right now it's a little bit uncertain times, I would say, because of code freeze. We will see like which changes maybe not make it into the release. So probably next week, as I said, things will hopefully be a little bit smoother, and we will not have as many problems on CI Signal, on the CI Signal dashboards and so on. Next week on Monday, we will also start the another meeting. I think the invite is already sent out. And I will also start on Tuesday and Thursday is Slack thread. So if there are like any new updates between like Monday and Tuesday, then you can drop it as a note into the Slack thread. So we will, for this release, not have 4 meetings, 5 meetings. We will just have 3 meetings on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and use Slack threads on Tuesday and Thursday. So I think that's a little bit more effective. We don't have to jump on a call every day. And that's it.
Thanks, Leo. Thank you for the updates. Anyone have any questions for our release lead? Cool. So I see we have an update from SIG scalability that overall status is green. Alexander, you are on the call. If not, then we are at the end of our meeting. Anyone want to discuss anything else before we stop the recording? Please feel free to talk now. If not, then we can take our almost 15 minutes back. Thank you everyone for joining the meeting. Thank you. I'll stop the recording now.